Volkswagen ID Concept Review. What is it? It was only there for a fleeting moment, but I saw it. It was a shy, somewhat coy, slightly surreptitious move. It was even preceded by a quick look to the left and right to make sure the coast was clear. But then, and unmistakably, the little white Volkswagen winked at me. And silly slice of concept car theater though it was, in that blink of an eye gesture, pun entirely intended, a whole new world opened up to me. A world where cars were no longer passive machines there to be operated only by those within, but quasi-sentient beings capable also of interacting with those without. Capable of mild flirtation, even. If VW has its way, by 2025 this ID concept will have spawned an entire family of autonomous capable cars amounting to 1 in every 6 cars it sells, which means 1 million per year in total from the VW brand alone. There will, of course, be Autos, Skodas and Seat models too. Up to 30 across the Volkswagen Group's portfolio, in fact. And they won't just be able to drive you home from the pub, they'll make people like you, too, slowing to let pedestrians cross the road and indicating to them with multifunction headlights that it is safe to do so. Pursue this to a not illogical conclusion, and one day, if it spots someone it knows you'll fancy and is registered to the same app, it might even swipe right for you. But, however, diverting the idea of getting your car to make the first move, for now there are more pressing issues to hand. Like digging VW's reputation out of the Mariana Trench-sized hole it has dug for itself of late. Perhaps this is why when VW talks about the ID, it's not afraid to talk big. Big enough to compare its prospects to those of the Beetle and Golf, the former being the best-selling single-car design there has ever been, the latter more successful still, albeit over 7 distinct generations. Indeed, VW is so keen to leave the past behind and focus on the future that it's happy to let loose a hack like me in the world's one and only example, despite the fact that compared to the production car to come in 3 years' time, it barely functions. What's it like? So what is it about the ID, which can stand for identity, individual design, idea or anything else you want, that makes Volkswagen so sure it can succeed where every other manufacturer who has tried has so far failed? What wizardry has it alighted upon that is going to turn the ID into a literal million seller? The company is surprisingly opaque on the subject. Christine Luder-Wilbert is a VW e-mobility product specialist who says only that the car will contain the latest, most energy-dense battery technology. But it will still have lithium-ion batteries like every pure electric car since the Nissan Leaf broke cover in 2010 and, it appears, will not be built around a super light, strong but expensive carbon fiber shell like the BMW i3. Using VW's new dedicated electrical MEB architecture, it will follow conventional thinking in laying out its batteries flat and thin along the floor, pushing the wheels out to each corner so the powertrain resembles a skateboard, albeit with an electric motor at the back driving the rear wheels. So, it seems that VW's approach is the one that almost always results in the greatest success: wait for everyone else to do the pioneering stuff, make all the cock-ups and sort them out, then commit when the hard work has been done and direct all your resources to doing what's already been done better than anyone else. The ID concept illustrates the point nicely. At fractionally over 4.1 meters long, it's closer in length to a Polo than a Golf, but it sits on a wheelbase only fractionally shorter than that of a Passat. And because the motor is at the back, the front wheels can turn far more than those of a conventional car, resulting in a tiny, sub-10 meter turning circle. Inside, it feels almost impossibly airy. The metal roof supports are so thin and the glazing so expansive that the view out is as if from within a giant, minutely structured bubble. Come production, the roof will be raised further still, although I strongly suspect its pillars will need to be more heavily bolstered to provide sufficient rollover protection. Whether one appears between the 2 rows of seats remains to be seen, but Luder-Wilbert says the production car will have conventional doors rather than the electric, sliding rear items on the concept, and